Hey everyone, welcome to Breakout Wednesday for the 3rd of December 2025. It's currently about 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. First of all, remember, this is never financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's simply a video blog on how one trader sees the market, and everyone needs to take responsibility for their own decisions. All right, here's a chart of gear that been chatting about. Obviously, you know, the jury's out. Are we going to rally back up or fall down, you know? Doesn't really matter. I know we always look at the indices as a guide, but it's all about the individual stocks and how you're trading them. If we look at the US markets just really quickly, right, they're a bit stronger, okay? So they're back above the 10s, and all the key moving averages was here. We're kind of lingering below the long-term ones. So definitely kind of stronger markets in the US than the ASX. But let's just quickly rattle through some names. I don't have many, but I've got like 3 new setups that I like. Less is more at the moment for me. It's just about taking the best ones. I just want to, you know, try not to overtrade, just being really careful not to overtrade and just taking the best ones, right? And then you can still grow your account in a pretty sideways shitty market if you're just super selective and just pluck really good ones off. CIA, I'm in Fortescue, not CIA, but putting in all these inside bars here, super tight. Took out this high, but you know, there's kind of this high just ran off the lows, and then it's reset, and it's kind of now basing super tight, like 3 inside range days there. So that's pretty cool. Interesting to see what happens when that breaks out of that range. EMR, I'm still watching. Like, this is just in this box, and if you look at it, like, you know, just what it's doing, it's just kind of basing up there, right, and lingering and basing. So really keeping an eye on that one. Wouldn't mind getting on that on a break here of this kind of cheating and getting in on that diagonal line. So that's a nice base in a gold name. Firefly, that's the first. So I'm not in that one. I left that one alone. Fortescue, I'm in. All right, just kind of a bit of a cup and handle, tightened up here for just a few days, and then broke out. We'll report back next week, but I'm in that one, and then, you know, I like the position, so we'll see how we go. FML, I took that too, and you know, smaller position. I'm actually still in it, so we'll put back next week. Let's just that one's just base in. Now this guy, okay, I've got out a fair bit of this one. So this was that A+ setup we were talking about last week, NWH, cup handle, tight. This is just bread and butter, A+. Went through it in more detail last week, so I won't do it again. And I'm just like mindful that at the moment I keep seeing these big profits get wiped, okay? This is this MAD from way back, okay? And it's just the market, as the market changes, I feel like the good traders need to change with it. So at the moment, I'm hit and running and just dumping, okay? Because that would have been the thing to do in MAD, okay? Which benefit of hindsight, right? I did get out some of it, but then the rest of it I gave back and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, and it can be frustrating because you're looking at, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars being wiped away in front of you, and in a good market, in a full bull market, it just keeps trending up, okay? But that's easy. Like, we're in a more of a sideways market right now. It's resting, it's resetting, it's making its mind up. And so with NWH, I look at that and I'm like, okay, I need to be adaptable. And so I've already trimmed just over 50% of this, about 60%, okay? Because I had a nice move, bang, bang, bang. I'm taking a lot of the risk out now, and the rest is a break even, and I'll give it a bit of space and see what happens, okay? So that's how I'm trading at the moment. I usually take 50% off, but I'm just taking a little bit more because that's just, I've been, you know, I just think that's, you know, there's a good chance some of these are going to snap back, okay? Let's move on. Rio, okay, I'm not in Rio, but there's got massive resistance up here. If you look at it on the short-term chart, sure, that looks bullish. 5-year chart, massive resistance up here. So it might come up and, you know, shake a few people out, and you know, I'm not sure it's going to be straight up from here from Rio, but interesting one to keep an eye on. RRL, I'm still in. Okay, it's just flirting with this 10 exponential. It's not going below it, so, you know, I've got instant in from here. You know, it's a not a huge gain yet, but it's decent, and so I'm just going to be patient to see if this can have a nice little run up. Gold's a little different to the rest of the market because it's obviously it just follows gold. Okay, you know, you really just bet it on gold. And so RRL, FGH. Okay, now I know Polo posted this to the forum, and you know, but I did see it probably way before he ever saw it. And so let's go back and see what he wrote. This is 7 hours ago, so I've been looking at this for at least 3 days. And I agree, this is tight as, and it's a bit of liquid. That's its only problem. Okay, let's go in here. Yeah. All right, so it's a little bit of liquid. Like today I did 100k worth. Big volume here, tightening on the right hand side, decent volume there, just tightening. So yeah, anyway, it's just the tightness that's key, right? And then and because it's all about risk reward. Like I like that it can do good volume when it wants to. It's got good resistance there. The resistance point's clear. Okay, I'd ignore this wick. It's just you look at all these highs and opens. Opens and closes on that one on that price of 035. So I'd be buying a break at 035 with a pretty tight stop, and the risk reward on these tight patterns is insane. Okay, so that's one of the ones I'm keen on. It'll be a smaller position because it is a bit of liquid. The spreads can be a bit wider, but big move up here on big volume, pull back to the 20 moving average, and basing incredibly tight. So yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Now I'm looking at AMGN, okay, traded this heaps over the years. Let's go back, have a look at Davis Boom, okay. AMGN's just basing up there with blue sky above it. So please tighten up a bit longer. But look at that blue sky. This high back here is pretty much the same price. So, you know, it can have, it's got blue sky territory if it can break out of that. So I like that one. Let's go. And then I like this guy on the NASDAQ too, NESR. All right, it's just came up in Davis scans. I like that here we had this Davis scan here, came up, this Davis box here came up, tested, down, up, tested, then so we've had 3 touches of 1450. Okay, let's go back to it. So NESR, let's just get rid of the box and so have a look at, you know, and so if you look at that from a non-Davis perspective, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's kind of had 4 tests of it, but then this super tight bars here, and so in pretty low volume, and so it's just, you know, it's had a big run. Obviously it's gone from 5 to 14, but you can, you know, that's the sort of stocks I love. So yeah, from the US names, you know, that's a good setup. And that's it. There's three new trades I'm looking at right now. Right, it's just don't need heaps of trades. It's just about taking the best ones, and then if the raging bull market starts again, then you know, sure, you know, I'll activate a lot more trades. By the way, the Apple is just back at all-time highs. You know, some of these leaders just keep leading, don't they? Let's have a look at what some of the others do. Netflix down, okay, money rotating out of that. Google is doing pretty good still. Yeah, so a lot of those big names are pretty strong. Now I've been quiet lately, as I've mentioned, but I am busy. We are very close to having intraday data for NASDAQ US stocks, NASDAQ and NISI. It's our big plan to go into America, and obviously American customers are going to have access to just US stocks and not ASX. For those long-term loyal members who have been paying whatever, $70 a month or whatever it is, you're going to get this stuff for free. Okay, we're not going to go and charge extra for you. It's a loyalty thing, and we'll reward you for it. And but there will be a bunch new, if we get this right, a bunch of new US members coming in, and they won't have access to ASX stocks or anything like that. They'll just be getting their US names, because someone in you know, California has never even heard of the ASX. They give zero shits about it, and so that is that. And so that is coming. I can't tell you when, because everything takes longer than you think. You know, I'm not going to start to explain how hard dev is, but it's been a huge learning curve for me, the development process, and shit is hard. Anyway, hit me up if you need me. I'm on the forum. I do check it every day. And, you know, I don't always reply to everyone within a few hours, but I do my best to check it. If I ever miss anything, just send me a DM on here, you know, and I'll see it eventually, and I'll get back to you. Cheers, guys. Catch ya.